What if we lived in a world where we can have these conversations? What if we lived in a world where we were allowed to be like, yeah, I don't agree with this, but look at the things that they're doing on this side, which kind of made a little bit of sense. What if we lived in that world? Maybe there'd be less fucking war, less fucking problems. What if FWC had the same fucking opinion about the reptile community? Wait, hold up. What if the FWC had the same fucking opinion on the reptile community where they were like, yeah, all this fuck shit is happening, but there's positivity there, that's positivity there, that's positivity there. Let's work together. That's the shit that we fucking wanted. So when we get on this fucking podcast and we talk about these things openly, don't fucking complain in the comments because you're like, FWC and then FWC. This is the shit that you want from them, and we can't fucking do it. Get the fuck over it.
It's because we're Spanish.
It's podcast time!
You're so disgusting.
Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. How are you guys doing?
Everybody fucking hates me, dog.
Why? We'll get there. We'll get there.
Because they're fucking dummies, dude.
Why? It's not like you've ever said anything weird or against the norm.
No, absolutely not. I have never, ever. Like, it's probably new people and they don't know how I am and where I come from and what I do, honestly.
Well, there's definitely a couple people that are returning that I'm like, I think they're getting fed up with Chuck, bro.
Yeah, like, what's up with y'all, bro?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, do some research and then understand some things.
There's
and
a
then
couple
you'll
people
see.
that don't know where any of us come from.
Oh, yeah. Listen, we're going to get to the whole comment section from the last podcast.
By the way, my camera's on. Be careful what you say.
Oh,
okay.
His body cam.
That's my head cam.
Listen, I actually think that we need to make it a routine where every podcast we read like the comments from the last podcast.
Okay.
So
If only if they're good.
but
Last time they were good.
Yeah, they're pretty
well,
good. They're pretty good.
leave a comment, always make them good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Clint, one of the comments that we
Clit?
got, Clints Reptiles.
Yeah.
One of the
sorry, bud.
One of
He's
the
so
comments.
nice. You can't do that.
Nice.
One of the comments that we were getting, a couple of them were like, "Oh, if we were gonna react to Clint's videos." So he did a live where he went in depth in his opinion. I sent him a message. He had such a like nuanced approach to it. He did a very good job detailing the situation.
I knew he was going to be
sure,
the one.
Yeah. Just talking about what happened with FWC, those FWC officers and Chris Coffey. But if I'm being honest with you, we kind of all said the same shit. Straight
He's
the
more
fuck up.
aggressive.
Yeah, and loud.
By the way,
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't get to see it. I'm in the process of moving and shit, so.
Yeah, I had said earlier off camera that I was like, oh, the difference between like Clint's video and like anything we've done is that we're from Florida. We grew up here. We know the laws. We know what is and what doesn't
You
make
know what
sense.
went down because you lived it.
But I liked Clint's video because he explains it to the rest of America, where he's like, all right, guys, this is the law in Florida. This is the history of the laws in Florida. This is why this happened. This is how it could have happened. This is why legally it can happen. All this stuff.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And my big focus point was like to be respectful. And it's like if you guys aren't respectful, then it just makes it harder. You're making them your enemy.
Yeah, if
You're
you
making
are
them
not
your-
respectful.
If you're not respectful.
Yeah. Something that he did say that I didn't know is that the technique, also fucking trigger warning, the technique for euthanizing, like if you do use the bolt gun, you're supposed to do something that's called pithing.
Yeah.
Which is you're supposed to scramble the brain, and that's something that wasn't done.
That's well, and we've talked about this. It's like it's specifically for on-site euthanasia. They use the bolt gun, and only for like really, really larger animals where a single bolt to the head isn't really gonna guarantee
like
death.
That same tool is used for like pigs and cattle and big shit.
Yeah.
So the reason why they didn't scramble like they would with other animals is because the head is this big in comparison to a cow.
Yeah.
So one hit to the head, the hole's about that fucking big, bro. So that's why they didn't end up doing the entire thing. Now, I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying if they go to court over this, that's gonna be their excuse, and boom, they get away with it.
But he doesn't have a case with how they killed the animals. He has a case with they killed the wrong animal.
Yeah. But everybody.
I mean,
thinks
the
it's
animal rights
opposite.
groups could be like, hey, this is
No,
unethical.
people are trying to push the other way.
Yeah.
But
they are.
but the thing is that USARK on
Florida.
social media, USARK Florida on social media is making it seem like they're pushing for everything, but they know they cannot.
Yeah.
They know
So-
what was legal and what was
something
illegal.
That I liked. Another thing that I liked from his video is how much he was like saying like, and he wasn't that not that he was siding with the officers, but he did mention where he's like, oh, the labeling system, right? Because you kill the animal, you have to take a photo of what the animal was, right?
Yeah.
So the guy had Chris Coffey. He had some that just said Burmese pythons, some that said reticulated pythons, but also some of them were just the morphs. You know, so if they were going by the labels, and mind you, in the video that Donnie just released, he did, you know, they did a million times say the boa is in here, don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I would have taken that bitch out. Yeah. Honestly. But,
remove it from the room.
Human error from coffee.
Yeah.
Himself,
and what he was trying to say is that just by the name stuff, they could have gotten confused. But in reality, because that animal was around all the retics and berms, if
the boa morph.
If they're just on autopilot,
yeah,
and they're just doing their job on autopilot, it's like they could have made that mistake.
Yeah, which
was my point. I was like, I don't think it was a misidentification issue. I think it was they got caught in the moment. Yeah, one after the other.
Which one thing I didn't like from Donnie's video, and a lot of people saying is like, oh, they sound like they wanted to do it on purpose, and it's like, bro, you cannot put your own emotions into somebody else's head. You don't know what went down. You have to take the data that you have in front of you and take it as it is.
And before anybody fucking gets fucking crazy, nobody's siding with FWC. We're just putting that stuff out there. Nuance.
You have to look at this clinically from a logistical legal perspective.
You have to be logical about it. You have to be realistic.
Yeah. Well, another point that he made is the point you argue that, which I was surprised, like, he did commend Coffee for being able to get that many, like 100 retics within 90 days. That's a snake a day, basically. More.
Legit.
So like commendable that he only had like about 30 left.
For real. Legit.
But he is also advocating, like he was like, oh, these FWC officers should be able to identify these species.
Well, I agree with that 100%.
No, it ain't gonna happen, and that's not how it works.
Fire them then.
No, that ain't gonna happen, and it ain't how it works.
So Donnie and Nerd released a video also the day that we're recording this. Yeah. Did you see it? Okay.
I saw it.
So, honestly, like, no new information.
No, that was just more of the same shit.
It's kind of...
More camera footage that we didn't have, but it's just the same story.
Yeah, nothing changed.
Yeah. You know what, though? I don't think that they meant to do this, but something does happen in the video. One thing happens in the video which gives empathy for the officers.
Yeah.
There's one specific thing that stuck out to me. I don't have the exact words that the officer said, but when either Chris or Bill was blaming the officers for what they are doing in like the FWC broader sense, the officer like puts a point to be like if he was there, like his job, what he wants to do is be an I almost said conservation, an officer for conservation. And he was like, oh, you guys do this? He's like, no, I'm an officer for conservation. He didn't want to say, I don't want to do the job that I'm doing right now, but he like put it in his words.
He shouldn't be a part of his job.
Like, yeah, like
he didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, kind of that vibe. He didn't sign up for it. And again, I'm not amending these fucking officers. They fucked up. They did fuck up.
But that's another thing that I posted on my story, and I caught myself fucking up. I said that they had an accident, but that wasn't an accident. It was a mistake. Right? It's not something that it just happened. It's like you fucked up. You made a mistake, and they should be commended for that. You know, like something should happen about that. Yeah. But like you can't say, oh, they did it on purpose. In the whole fucking video, they're like, yo, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then Donnie's like, oh, they're talking like they know the camera's recording. We're gonna watch. No, you fucking hot shit. Of course they're gonna talk. Like, of course they want you to know. Yo, I didn't want this from before the snakes were killed. Before the boa was killed, they were bitching about not wanting to kill him.
Yeah.
Like you have to like they're human too, you know. But no, these people, USARK and everybody else just tries to make them all of them motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. Both organizations are shit.
There's nothing better than the smell of coffee in the morning. Okay. There's also nothing better than the smell of reptiles in the morning. Psych. Reptiles with coffee. That's the smell you want. The strongest coffee. All right. We have it for you. Head on over to the description or go to coldbloodedcaffeine.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get your Reptiles with coffee today.
Bro, he had the chance to get grandfathered in. He just didn't apply for it.
You know what? Like,
that's his fucking fault. That's nobody else's. That's his fucking fault. They didn't have to give him an extension for anything. That's his fucking fault. He couldn't sell them on time, which, by the way, on the video, he says, I couldn't sell them. Give them for free, motherfucker. If you really care about their life, give them for free. But no, it costs you money. And because we're all greedy, you wanted that money.
Something that Clint did say, I mean, it's a lot easier to, like, move around an animal the size of a ball python. But when you're talking about an animal that's 20 feet long, like, that's logistically more difficult.
Absolutely. But he knows the people,
but that
bro.
questions like whether or not we should have some of these animals if we're not prepared for.
You definitely shouldn't have
They were
130 of them.
The videos when you walk around, like, of course, all the reptile motherfuckers are gonna come at me for this, but they're in shit fucking enclosures.
Yeah.
With
For
shit
the animal
fucking
that they are.
substrate. Yeah. For shit fucking
Okay.
substrate, big ass snakes, little enclosures. They can't stretch out in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
but that's not abuse, right?
Yeah. No,
That's
it
not
is.
abuse.
It is.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's tough, but dude, the fact that I mean, I understand why this situation is being used as fuel. It's because it's it is bad.
it's fucking bad.
And there's also something that's coming up that we benefit that this is the fuel.
That did
you know?
happen. Yep.
Yeah, but
But
I'm-
it ain't gonna benefit shit.
But I honestly, like, it feels fucking redundant speaking about this. Like, if the people that are listening want us to keep talking about this, fine. But it's like, man, I was watching the video today, both Clints and Donnie's videos, and I'm like, fuck, man, just like, let's see what happens from this. Like, is this all we're using this and putting our fingers crossed, like if the boa was the martyr for our community?
No, we'll get it in May.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the only thing that we're just like, oh fuck.
They just had a
you know?
meeting too about the white
tag
list or
meeting?
whatever.
The tag
Bro,
meeting.
Hilarious
Why
because
is it hilarious?
because everybody is like arguing the same thing. Oh, it's gonna fuck up the business side of it.
You're saying
oh,
the tag group?
Yeah,
No,
like
the whitelist.
Yeah,
You
the
watched
whitelist.
US Arcs video.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're like, oh, business-wise, it's gonna be hell. Us officers are not gonna be able to know the species because now they're bringing that story. Oh, they're not gonna know what species is what. How they're gonna know this? They're not gonna know fish. They're just trying to throw shit out.
Yeah, but they
which I
had-
get it. I fucking get it. But at the same time, that's not the main argument in why the list was made. The reason why the list was made does not ever come up anymore. And it's like, that's how you guys are fucking up. Because every time they go to court, invasive
We're
species.
arguing. You're saying we're arguing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
US
Yes.
Arc needs to figure out a problem for invasive species.
Yeah.
They
That is the
can't,
only
'cause
solution.
Conservationists
Yeah, but
can't
it's
even
not
really,
like
they need to
it's
get
not
on
like
top
none
of
of them haven't said what can we do to help the situation as long as we get to.
That's
keep
the
these
thing.
animals.
That's the thing.
That
It's
is stuff that has
Yeah,
been
It's
said.
not. It's not about what can we do. It's what are you doing? Because what can we
Correct.
do? Ban
Gotcha.
everything.
Yeah.
And you know
Yeah,
why?
but-
It's because of this mentality. They don't think it's something that they have to like justify.
If
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not,
I don't have to figure out a problem for conservation because it doesn't matter. I have a right to my business,
I'm
to my
not-
property, to
Yep.
keeping animals.
Yep.
And it's
If
like,
I'm
no,
not-
you don't. You
if
don't.
I'm not mistaken, there was a federal officer on there that straight up said whitelist do not work.
Yes.
So this whitelist idea
Yeah.
is pretty much fact.
See,
is
but
sorry,
here's-
it's trash. Now the thing is that regardless of whatever list we get, there is risk assessment with the species, and we know that the majority of these animals will more than likely do fine in Florida. So it's like, what even is going on? It's either they're making it seem that regardless, it's a slow simmer. They made up their mind, and that's the
Yeah.
part that's fucked.
Yeah.
Period. It's fucked.
How is it fucked? What else is there?
They still do the public vote. They still
Yeah,
allow for
what else
public
is there?
comment.
Yoshi,
That's how,
what else is there?
That's how the law works.
It's not. This is the thing.
What else is there? How do you stop it? What else? Like, that's the thing. That my thing is, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But what else is there? How do you stop people from bringing in animals,
Yeah.
releasing them into
There
the
needs-
wild?
but there-
what else is
But
there?
see, and this is my argument. I was talking to someone earlier this morning about it. They're like,
Sure,
"Oh,
yeah,
it's
go
not
ahead.
going to pass because it's not going to work. The whitelist is not going to prevent like invasives from still being in Florida." And
It's
I'm like,
not- well,
you know what?
That's not it.
It might
That's
not. You're
that's
probably
not the
right.
Argument.
But this
That's
is
not
the
argument.
point. It doesn't matter if it works or not. Florida still participates in spay and
Yeah,
neuter release
that is-
programs,
that is
and it
not
doesn't
the
matter
argument.
because it
That
doesn't
is
work.
Not the argument. The argument is not, yo, how
No,
do we
that
lower
was
their
literally-
numbers?
no, that was an argument
listen,
for me
listen.
today.
The argument is not how do we get the numbers to go down. The number is how do we get less species to come in, because
Yeah.
more and more species come in every single year and are found in the
No,
wild.
but their
How
argument
do
was
you
like that.
stop
That doesn't stop that. A whitelist still won't stop that. Like to an extent,
it'll
it
slow
doesn't.
down.
It
Yeah,
does slow
it'll
it down,
for
but
sure.
it won't stop it.
For sure.
And so I was like, look, it doesn't matter. Spay and release programs don't work, and yet they still do it. You know, it's because Florida has to do something. The FWC has to do
They have
something.
to. They have to.
Even
They-
if it doesn't work, they're just like, we have to do
they
something.
have to try
we have
something.
to try something.
Because if they don't, this industry keeps fucking everything else
Yeah.
up. There's fucking spectacled caiman in Florida, bro. Like, it's not only like the easy pet shit. There's big animals out there.
Yeah. I think there's a broader thing that's going on. And I have to dance around a little bit what I'm about to say because I had a conversation with somebody earlier. They're going to remain anonymous for this podcast. But I hope that what I'm about to say, people don't take to heart especially because I'm getting in like the political realm of things. And I'm a person that doesn't like politics. I am not a Republican. I'm also not a Democrat. I'm somewhere in the middle.
There's only two options.
I'm somewhere in the middle. There's the thing. I'm somewhere in the middle where
same,
you get to be fucking free, live your life, and
Sounds pretty Republican.
Oh my god! Just the point is,
gun?
oh my god! The point is that I just want us to fucking respect each other, live your life however the fuck you want to live, right? But I'm about to say some shit that some people might not like.
Okay, I'm excited. It's not me.
No,
The comments are gonna be hating Yosh this time.
right now, all the energy is put USARK-FL versus FWC officers. But it should what they actually want is USARK-FL versus FWC. Now, the people that are running FWC, the actual chairmen, right? They were put there by somebody, and they're all fucking into like their real estate, building over shit that they shouldn't build over when, especially when they're out here supposed to be for conservation, you know, and they're just not that. That is
Corruption.
It's a little bit that way.
If you get into politics, you figure out how that
But
works.
now this is the thing. The person that's in charge of Florida right now, not going to name them, the person that's in charge in Florida is the person on top of said organization, the person that put these people in play, okay? That person might be running for president, okay? Now, if you're in Florida, and it's really fucking quiet in here. You guys are really listening to
I'm waiting for the controversy.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm in.
I'm clearly not siding with a specific group right now.
Okay.
All right. So the person that's running Florida, right? Let's say they run for president. Probably likely.
Probably gonna happen.
Okay. This is the thing. If you're in Florida, which I would say a lot of Florida reptile keepers lean a certain way. Okay. And it's the same way. It's the same way as this person that's in charge of Florida. If you're in Florida, you got to start questioning if your livelihood is going to affect your politics and vice versa. And then if you're out of Florida, you got to start questioning, do you want what's happening in Florida to happen to you? Because if this person gets into office, these kinds of things.
I doubt a lot of
will be
things
more,
will change in the reptiles.
I think these things will be more than likely
Disney will
to
disappear.
happen.
Disney will go down.
Disney will not fucking disappear.
Disney
I
will
disagree
die.
with that
Why?
because there's other states doing the same shit and they have
Yeah.
already done it.
Actually, can you pull up the Virginia thing?
Yeah.
I think you're
What am I
right.
pulling up?
States, the Virginia thing.
What am I pulling up about it?
Out of your pee-pee.
Oh, okay.
This is the thing. Other states are doing it. Putting that person in power can fast track it all.
You think he's that focused on this? No, I doubt.
I think,
bro. Listen.
I think when you get to be like, look at all the good things that I am doing for the ecosystem in Florida, that is a strong point to be like.
Which he has. Which like the thing with the land developers and all that shit. That is also fact. But all those lands that they usually use are not part of the conservation.
They're private land.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
it's
land
like
they own.
bro, like it's fucked up. Animals fucking die in the process, but we don't own that.
It doesn't matter.
Can you pull
It's fucked up.
where they actually describe what it is?
Oh.
It's fucked up. It's fucked
That's
up.
what I
But
meant.
we
That was
don't
my question.
actually own it. So it's like they're not doing anything against their job. They're doing shit on their own time, and you can't put that in the organization as well. If that makes sense.
Kind of.
Like if you work for this place,
Uh-huh.
whatever you do outside of here has nothing to do with you, right? So a lot of them end up
Yeah,
doing
but it
shit
would
like
be
that.
extremely contradictory of me if I'm like the head of an organization and then
I mean,
do the complete opposite of what that
that's
organization
exactly
stands
what
for.
USARK
and
is
it's
as well.
government.
That's
stuff
also
that we pay out of
yeah,
pocket.
absolutely. But that's what USARK is too. They get paid by the people that they have under them. Of course, what are they? They're all fucking people that like animals in cages and want to have animals in cages, right? So what are they gonna side? But then they try to speak on conservation and that they're biologists and all this bullshit, knowing all the effects that these animals, the invasive ones, have in the wild, and saying, "Oh, it's not as bad as people make it seem."
Well, this is the point that I'm trying to make is that we gotta think a little bit broader than just these officers, than just this organization. If we're talking about what's going to happen in the broad reptile industry, we gotta think broad.
But see, even more than that, most people don't like reptile keeping. most people will never vote in any direction that
Because
supports
of
reptile
yeah,
keeping.
because of reptiles.
Because of reptiles.
Reptiles are not gonna
It
change
doesn't
nobody's
matter.
mind.
You gotta,
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
saying, put extra fucking like if you believe in this industry and think that you want to be in it, you want to live in it, this is what you want to do. Be smart about what you're doing, and
Be a single issue voter.
what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah,
See,
you
I don't
like
even
your
fucking-
reptiles? Vote only one way.
If you want to support us, head on over to modernreptileshop.com or in the description where you can find our merch. And the best part is that a percent of the proceeds from the merch gets donated to conservation. One more time, that's modernreptileshop.com or head on over to the description.
Right.
So this Virginia thing, right? It was like plastered that it was like, yo, Virginia's trying to take away exotic animals, right? And it made it seem like it was like, oh, all these animals.
It's like a ban. It sounded like a ban.
A ban on animals, exotic animals, right? But reading through what they're actually trying to do, it's so what it's going to do is it's going to prohibit private ownership of certain exotic and venomous species of animals that present a risk to public health and safety, such as wolf hybrids, kangaroos, scorpions, baboons, alligators, venomous snakes, and other venomous reptiles, and non-native venomous
They
spiders.
should have just added sharks there.
Why?
Sharks, bats. Animals that people are scared of. Let's just ban
Oh,
them.
got you.
That's literally what that
Dude,
is.
that's so annoying.
They have scorpions on there. Why?
Baboon.
What's a scorpion gonna do to? Yes, they kill people, but I mean, like,
what?
Look,
These
look,
are
look.
so stupid.
Look, I mean this.
He
I
just
mean this.
contradicted
Look,
himself
look,
in
look,
his
look,
own
look, look, look,
sentence.
look. I mean this. I mean this. Like, no one's gonna like. People keep scorpions in like tanks. No, it's not gonna fuck with anybody.
Yeah,
in a
but
tank.
there's the thing. There's something else that it says is all domestically bred or legally imported birds, ratites. Oh, got you. Okay. Non-venomous snakes, non-venomous reptiles, rear fang snakes, amphibians, fish, ferrets, rabbits, rats, mice, gerbils, chinchillas, hedgehogs, sugar gliders, and guinea pigs.
They said reptiles, but then they name every single fucking rodent.
Well, no, they're saying like, yeah, I know. And guinea pigs, which have been bred in captivity, are excluded from the definition. So they're not banning anything fucking crazy. All the regular shit that's in the pet trade is staying. It's just like the shit that it's like questionable.
No, because that's the thing. USARC is it's our right to keep these
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
And
then
so
they
any
just-
law prohibiting
what
you
we call
from
that?
having
you know
a
what
right
we keep
is
calling
wrong.
that? Fear mongering. That's
Oh,
exactly
they're
how they
posts.
do it.
Yeah, they're posts. Yeah.
That's exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna ban everything. Then you start reading, and it's like, wait a fucking minute, dude.
Well, some people also argue like it's like they take an inch.
Ah, whatever.
Like it's
dude.
easy to ban people
But
from
listen,
keeping
I
like
don't have
wolf
many
hybrids
inches.
and
I'm
kangaroos.
literally 5'2".
Like people like it's easy to go ahead and ban kangaroos and like wolf hybrids. You know, it's a little bit harder to go ahead and like ban scorpions and chinchillas, and then even harder if you want to go for dogs and cats all the way. Yeah, they do a little bit.
Yeah. It's hard.
And so
'cause I
USARC
don't
is like,
think-
stop it all right now.
It's hard to say you have a right to keep a live animal. I understand, like, you have a right to keep your business, you have a right to do these things, and if your business is the live animals, then you have your right, I guess, to that. I guess that's
You have
the
a right to
extension.
keep your property,
Yeah.
what you own.
that's where the grandfathering
Yeah,
comes.
you don't
in.
have a right to future property.
Yeah, it's like, for example, like weed was illegal, right? People went to jail for it. It became legal. That doesn't mean the people that went to jail for it come out, right? So let's say it's the
Quote,
same
quote.
thing backwards. Yeah, let's say
Depends.
let's put it backwards, where it's legal and then it's illegal. Just because you did weed doesn't mean you go to jail, because legally you can't do that.
Yeah.
So you have your animal grandfathering in. It's not like FWC being nice.
I've never smoked a weed.
Shut up.
Not one.
Shut up. That is not FWC being nice. That's FWC having to do that.
Yeah.
But then it's
I
like
mean, they tried with the iguana and tegu ban the first time around. Yeah, they tried. They tried to go ahead and take it.
They
And then the Supreme
tried.
Court was like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Exactly.
And then it changed.
And then they have to grandfather in, even though they put like certain requirements for
Exactly.
outside enclosures.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
I just think that, and we're gonna get into the comments in a second. I just think that we need to be able to have these conversations respectfully, and be a little bit open-minded and be accepting of perspective, and don't just take everything at face value. You know, like me, I'm not against USR because I think that there needs to be something there to protect what it is that I'm doing. But also at the same time, I can listen to you guys and have this conversation and understand what the fuck you guys are saying and agree with some of it and be like, yeah, some of this is true. Like, why isn't certain things getting put attention? Why isn't certain energy being put in these places?
It's also sheeple mentality. Because we are very involved in the political, legal, ethical arguments between the pet trades. So we obviously saw this video and we're like, let's look in some more. Let's start reading some more.
And
Let's
some
start
people did.
waiting.
I'm so happy of the
some
people
people
that
did. You're right, and I think it's a lot of the Florida people. A lot of the Florida people are like, something seems fishy here. Something seems wrong.
Because they gave everybody the same amount of time that motherfucker was given. He's like, oh, I didn't know. If you go down back on USARK Florida, you can find a post where it says the deadline too.
Yep.
Go back.
Yep.
USARK Florida, come on the podcast.
So you just gotta read. You just gotta read.
You gotta read. Like it was everywhere, and it's not like they don't have to call them and be like, "Yo, the deadline's next week." Nah, motherfucker, you gotta figure it out.
Don't be a sheeple. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yeah, you're a grown ass man.
Speaking of which, you also need to be when you're having like these kinds of discussions. You also need to be like super fucking racist.
What?
That's like super essential. Yeah.
What do you? What
That's
the
like
fuck?
all the YouTube comments we got yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. Should I save that one for last?
No, go in order. Whatever order. Let's get it. I'm in for whatever.
Right. So, I'm gonna Okay, so usually when we do the comments, I don't say the person's name.
Oh,
because
snitching. Oh no, we're not
just
snitching?
this first one, I'm gonna snitch.
Okay.
Oh, we
Because
snitching.
they fucking deleted it.
Ah!
I put them on blast
actually-
and they fucking deleted it. And I'm pretty sure I found them on Instagram.
I thought they deleted it. But turns out if you look, like you have to filter to all comments.
Okay.
So
okay,
YouTube
okay.
took it
Never
out.
mind. Never mind. You're a little tough. Still okay.
Yeah, and Tino's a fucking liar.
I'm an idiot. I thought I deleted it because I'm like, where'd it go?
Alright,
But
yeah.
YouTube
Alright.
filtered it out.
Marlon Munoz. The last name says it all, bro. Marlon Munoz writes, okay, so in the last podcast, we were also talking about this situation with FWC. One of us was wearing a blue shirt.
Guess which one?
Chuck, okay.
Everybody hating on my
So Marlon Munoz says, I have a question. Is the guy in the blue Spanish? Because if he is, that's the problem. Give them a little power and they act like the idiot in blue. Hello, racism.
Yeah, that's
It's not even accurate. He's not Spanish.
He's not from
He just
Spain.
speaks Spanish.
Yo, that's
Not
so
only
fucking
was this
funny.
guy racist, but he's also a fucking idiot.
Literally.
Marlon Munoz,
Literally.
I think I found you on Instagram.
Yo.
I sent you a message.
Your mom should have swallowed you.
Oh,
dude.
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
Your dad should have gave you into adoption, dog. 'cause
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Listen, I sent you a message on Instagram. I hope you fucking find this. Respond to my message. Don't be a fucking bitch. I know you're at these reptile shows because people fucking told me you are. So let's have this conversation. Come on the podcast. Let's talk about being Spanish.
That'd be
and shit.
fire, actually. That'd be
Yeah.
actually fire.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
So
We had to tell him we
He
were all
might.
Spanish.
He
yeah.
might.
So
Probably Spanish too. He sounds like
I mean, maybe.
his
Munoz,
last
bro.
name is Munoz.
Yeah, come
Hey,
on. He's
what
probably
the fuck
Spanish
else
too.
is that?
Yeah. He's probably is Spanish.
He looks Hispanic.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey,
I
And
don't
then
know, man.
I got offended. So I'm like, hey, we're actually all Hispanic. Be racist to us too, Marlon. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. We got another one here. Chuck's hatred of the community is getting unbearable.
oh,
That hurts.
oh,
So
no.
painful.
Listen, there's a lot of fucking Chuck hatred here. So I'm going to read another one real quick. Let me scroll through here. This dude, Chunky, sucks.
That was so good.
Kills your show. We're changing his name from Chucky to Chunky.
Chunky.
Skinny as shit.
Chunky
dude.
Yeah. Then there's Chuck. I gotta tell you, humanely killing a pet sometimes is emotional. Someone.
Yo,
Hold
can
up.
you fucking read?
No.
No, he's Spanish. He doesn't speak English.
I'm sorry. Okay. Chuck, I gotta tell you, humanely killing a pet sometime is emotionally attached to, and killing a feeder, while ethically should be the same on paper, are entirely different emotionally. You need to work on some of your empathy.
That is the stupidest
You
shit
know what
I
though?
ever heard.
Emotionally, yes, it is different.
I
I
do-
don't
It
mind.
ain't.
Like if it comes down to it, people don't care about killing
I think-
the cow that they ate for the hamburger.
No, but
people
listen,
care about
listen.
killing Fido.
Yes, listen,
you know,
listen,
their
listen.
pet dog.
That's
People care about
that's
that.
exactly my point.
But it's just an emotional difference.
yeah.
Difference.
It doesn't change the animal's experience.
It doesn't.
That's where I'm at with it. It's like
It actually makes it worse because you don't emotionally care.
So
it makes that's worse.
So he's telling me to be I need to work in my empathy when it's like
You're
you're
not-
obviously lacking it. Like
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck? Like
I think that, in a sense, what they said is still true. Maybe you need to work on your empathy for people, but you're being very empathetic towards the animal.
yeah. both animals.
towards
both
the
instances.
animals.
Yeah. Just because, like, my point on that podcast was mostly like, yo, yeah, they euthanize these snakes, and everybody's bitching about the way they were euthanized and why they were euthanized and all these things. And it's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers kill shit left and right. Like, why is that there's this much of a difference? And it's like, oh, these are feeders, this is not. And it's like, the rat is way fucking smarter than the fucking snake.
I think that, I mean, since this is long form, podcasts are long form. Sometimes people are listening to this when they're in the car, when they're on autopilot, when they're in work, you know, and maybe they only pick up like clips of it, like put a lot of attention to certain things that we say. And I think that the broader message that we are saying is that, yo, this situation is fucked up. What happened is fucked up. But also, maybe listen to a little bit of these things that we also have to say, because we're trying to be nuanced. We're trying to be honest. We're trying to be transparent, which a lot of people are not. A lot of people are just trying to get a reaction for you for their message.
Yeah.
And we do not want to do that. We're trying to say, hey, this is what we all think. 3 different opinions. We're coming to you. We're being vulnerable. And some people just aren't about that. So that's
one of the worst things I'd ever heard was there was a regular who had come in, and we didn't have any live rodents the size that they needed, right? It was like the end of our time, and we were going to get restocked. And they're like, let's say it's a small rat. They're like, oh, I need a small rat, a live small rat. And I'm like, oh, we don't have any live. Would you do frozen? And he's like, well, that's no fun. And I'm like, fun for who? You're not eating it. The snake is eating it. But, like, the snake's not having fun.
Yeah.
The snake's, like, getting fucked up by the rat if it's biting him and scratching at him. And, and on top of that, the rat's definitely not having fun. Yeah. You know, so I was like, who's having fun in the situation?
Obviously him.
It's you, because you're creepy.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons I can't support. Like, I'm not for FWC or USR, because they're, like, USR specifically, because FWC is, like, such a bigger organization with different sides. But USR is very, like, this is what's happening. This is how we react. And this is how we think. And everybody goes, yeah.
I think, honestly, I like your perspective on it, because you're literally like, oh, why doesn't USARC respond to anything about invasive reptiles?
Yeah, they avoid it. One time I asked it on a live, and they're like, we're not talking about that. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's the reason you exist. There were too many invasives. The law was like, hey, we need to shut this down. And then you guys existed.
Yep. If the problem is solved, then there's no USARC.
Yeah, I just want to be able to have these kind of open conversations, even with
If the problem is solved, there's no USARC, so they'll never solve the problem.
He just clicked to him like 3 seconds later. That's
Holy
great.
crap.
All right, another comment. Let's move on. I'm sweating. All right.
Wait, there was another one. What was the other one? Hold on, I forgot it.
No, I got.
You read 2.
No, that's the same guy.
No, that was the same comment.
Oh.
Yeah. I must say, you completely discredited your argument when you agreed with FWC was cops and not involved in actual conservation. Taking the money from them would not take money from conservation efforts, as they are separate companies and they are funding their own projects. All the FWC is doing is giving them permission, basically. Honestly, a lot of your arguments fighting for the FWC, which despite you saying you're not doing, you do many times, completely died with that fact. No. We're literally not defending FWC. We're literally trying to give fucking perspective. Why the fuck are people so simple-minded and can't... I'm sorry. That fucking so gets to me, dude. It's just like, yo, like, everybody wants to argue about, like, a thing. They're like, well, you said this, and then you said this. Yeah, that's fucking nuance. We're allowed to have fucking opinions, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't agree with FWC as a whole, but there's certain points that it's like, okay, wait, this is how this works. For example, the part that they were saying, like, yo, they don't do actual conservation, but no, they police the conservation efforts that organizations have, but they also actually have fundings that go into that, and a lot of times they go out to, what is it called, like, almost like Repticons and shit like that. They have tables, and they bring indigo snakes to show in.
Speaking of indigo snakes, with the OCIC, we actually just had our last, the release program for 2 years ago's babies, because we keep the babies for about 2 years, grow them up, make sure that they're healthy and nice, release them. It's in tandem with the Central Florida Zoo, because that's who owns the OCIC, and FWC, because you cannot have any indigos outside unless FWC knows about it.
Yo,
so they need to be there to make sure that that's the
Thank you for your service.
What if we lived in a world? What if we lived in a world where we can have these conversations? What if we lived in a world where we were allowed to be like, yeah, I don't agree with this, but look at the things that they're doing on this side, which kind of made a little bit of sense. What if we lived in that world? Maybe there'd be less fucking war, less fucking problems. What if FWC had the same fucking opinion about the reptile community? Wait, hold up. What if the reptile FWC had the same fucking opinion on the reptile community, where they were like, yeah, all this fuck shit is happening, but there's positivity there, that's positivity there, that's positivity there. Let's work together. That's the shit that we fucking wanted. So when we get on this fucking podcast and we talk about these things openly. Don't fucking complain in the comments because you're like, FWC and then FWC. This is the shit that you want from them, and we can't fucking do it. Get the fuck over it.
It's because we're Spanish.
Nah, dude,
No, I was gonna say, look,
I'm in
this
on
is
that.
the reason. This is the reason. It's because it's never my thought versus Yoshi's thought versus Chuck's thought. It's never. It's always me versus Yoshii versus Chuckey.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not. We're not trying to fight. These entities are not fighting each other. It's the ideas.
Yeah.
It's the thoughts that
and
are in
what
contradiction.
what you said. Just I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say names because I those are my boys, and I don't know if I could share their names.
Gotcha.
You're gonna know. So there's people out speaking and yelling about all this shit, just going off. Not only that, I'm not even talking about the situation that happened, just USARK in general throughout the years. There's some people that are quiet. And not quiet because they're scared, just quiet because they know the fucking truth. They know how shit works. And they don't give FWC a hard time when they come and check shit. They're pretty fucking legit. And guess what they have? They have their grandfathered in. They're chilling. They get inspections. They have nice big enclosures. They're in conservation programs now. That is possible. That is so fucking possible. But if your mentality is fuck FWC, now you have all these shirts and shit, you're not looking for a solution. You're looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Where's the solution? Where's USARK's solution? It's always like, oh, well, we tried telling you maybe permits are better. What permits? Doing what? Like that's not a solution. That is just an idea. That is not a total solution.
But it could be. I'll give a USARK their argument. Hey, guys, say this. If you go ahead and start having permits, then you have registrars, you have licensing, you have appropriate size enclosures. So that way, these animals cannot become invasive, and we know how many are in the state.
Fine. And then sales are going to go down because not everybody's going to get it. Then they're
Exactly.
going to bitch about that.
Yep.
Where's the money going to go for USARK?
Because it's not about solving the problem.
It ain't.
It's not about solving the problem.
It ain't. That's my point.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Listen.
That's why I think this shit is dead. Like, we're fucked because of this mentality.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Let us know what the fuck you think. We're going to respond to it. I'm sorry for whoever the fuck I blew up on. I didn't mean to attack your feelings. But, yeah, no, it's fucking frustrating. I'm kind of over having this fucking conversation. If the people want us to keep talking about it, we'll keep talking about it. The views are great. Okay. No, I'm joking. But let's fucking move on. Does anybody else have anything
There was
to say
something
about
else that
this?
you had sent me.
Let's go over that. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, you're a reptile lover. All right. And what do we all need? We need supplies. So we got you covered. Head on over to imperialreptiles.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get a specific discount special to us and our listeners for your reptile supplies today. One more time, that's imperialreptiles.com. Use the code REPTILESWITH. All right, so we have a list here. A list from... Does it have the dates? I don't think it has the date. But it is a price list of animals from many, many moons ago from Tom Crutchfield.
Nice.
And I
The
want
importer.
to play a game. I'm going to guess an animal, and you're going to tell me how much you think it costs.
Okay, bet.
Okay? So, first off, we have poisonous reptiles.
Nice. Hilarious.
That's what the list says.
Amazing.
Crutchfield.
We got keelbacks on there?
All right.
Rhabdophis?
Red pygmy rattlesnakes.
Those aren't poisonous.
Red. 100.
50.
No, 225. Eric, you're more than welcome to chime in if you want to unmute your mic, dude.
Damn.
All right. Western diamondback rattlesnake.
150.
200.
200.
Bro, when I tell you the price,
50.
$25, dude.
Oh my
God, dude.
They
That's
were common. I just
insanity.
thought
Yeah.
if it's here, I don't know. Damn.
Yeah, I thought bringing them into Florida would be a little harder.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Florida cottonmouth.
$10.
Yeah. 60.
No, $20. $20. All right.
Jeez.
I'm gonna look for one of the cobra. Okay.
How many years ago was this?
I don't know. I can't find the fucking
5.
date. Oh wait, he might say it.
Last year.
Jesus Christ. Albino monocle cobra.
300.
No.
500.
If it was a long time ago, I'll say 500.
350.
Okay. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Da-da-da-da-da. Trying to see if there's anything cool just from the poisonous reptiles. Let's see.
A spider ball python.
You're so stupid.
10K.
All right. Western.
Did you see what I just did?
Was that a moth?
I caught it and I went.
You're an idiot. West African green mamba.
Ooh,
Oh man.
200.
400.
1,000.
225.
Oh my God! No way.
Jesus.
Rhino viper.
Ooh,
250.
Rhino.
225.
300.
175. Yeah. All right. Gaboon viper.
200.
150.
This one varies a little bit. I'm gonna go with the cheapest on the list.
100.
All right. A juvenile is 85. All right. The last one from the poisonous reptiles, death adder.
150.
No.
500.
200.
175.
Jesus.
Yep. All right. Now we're gonna go non-venomous.
You gonna read them all?
Oh, he said
No,
non-venomous.
I'm not gonna go through the whole list.
Wait,
I'm gonna go
it says non-venomous.
Oh, non-poisonous. Sorry,
Oh, there we go.
non-poisonous snake.
There we go.
I'm gonna just read a couple that we would definitely be like, no way. All right, white-lipped python,
50.
$10.
150.
150. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, look, Burmese python,
$5.
20.
100.
100. 100. It was 100 to 250.
Hmm.
All right, let me look for something else. I want to find common shit.
Ball pythons.
No, I don't think ball pythons are on this list.
No,
actually.
they didn't sell them. They were like, garbage.
Crutchfield isn't in those.
Yeah. Brazilian rainbow boa.
100.
No.
80.
Don't hurt me. Don't
700.
fucking hurt me. Don't hurt my feelings.
185.
Damn.
I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I'm okay
Cuban
with
boa. How much do you think that they? And this was on sale too. Like they weren't selling, so he's
300.
like, they need to move.
that. 300.
200.
250.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Green
Well, I got
anaconda.
the full price.
You got the full price.
5 to 7 foot green anaconda.
$100.
$10.
300.
125. Tino's just throwing around fucking numbers, bro.
You know how I'm thinking about it though?
How?
How like where they're from and how easy it is to source animals from that area.
Yeah.
Your
Ah.
autism is on point today, boy. Jesus.
Gopher snake.
What the fuck is a gopher snake?
50.
Oh, a gopher, a pit twist. Yeah. Never
Wow,
mind.
dude.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
Colubrid
I'm
King
dumb.
over here.
I'm sorry.
Colubrid, you're a fake.
I'm sorry.
You're a fucking Spanish
Bro.
fake.
$100.
20 bucks.
Yeah.
20 bucks, dude. All right.
So far, everything native is within $50. Period. Like with every.
Yeah.
Yeah.
across the board.
A bunch of fucking king snakes and random colubrids. Rhino iguana. A 3 foot rhino
These are all
iguana.
3 foot rhino iguana. Yeah. Correct doesn't breed.
30.
100.
No. 500.
$975.
No way.
A pair of
Yep.
Grand Cayman blue iguanas.
600.
No.
500.
Left nut.
27,500.
I knew it, left nut.
Yeah, dude.
$27,000.
27,500, bro. That's just a spank.
Holy crap!
It's probably
Yeah,
that price
dude.
right now, bro.
That's like ball python numbers.
That's probably not even crocodiles are that much.
That's
sometimes.
insanity.
Timor monitor.
I don't know.
200.
No, 500.
300.
150.
God damn.
Dang.
Yo, Eric. You're
His
good,
tism
dude.
is tizzing, dude.
Croc monitor.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
700.
That's what's
I
up.
was closer.
There we go.
Savannah monitor.
$5.
$100
$10.
$500.
Whoa!
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. It's like $30, dude.
Do that shit, dude.
I was like, no way.
I literally forgot the number I said because
Yeah.
that shit just went to shit in my brain, dude.
Dude, that's funny. All right, so I'm gonna do some turtles.
Nobody gives a fuck.
That's hard.
Radiated tortoise, 8-inch to 10-inch.
Average.
10K.
800.
10K.
1,000.
4,500.
I was closest.
Yeah.
Galops all the way down.
There's a list. There's
Yeah.
a list here with. Oh, I found the crocodilians.
Ooh.
All right, we're gonna do one more turtle before I do that. Peruvian Matamata.
1,000.
I don't even know what they're right now.
1,000.
I said 100.
100. Yo, Eric, what the fuck? Did you see
There's
this?
on it.
It's tizzing.
Eric knows his turtles.
All right, Cuban croc. Wait, let me get a
Cuban
size.
croc.
Well,
A
Crutchfield.
Juvenile.
Crutchfield. 200.
300.
1,000.
1,500. Eric, what the fuck,
Dude,
dude?
it's Cuba. You
Yeah.
have to go in there without getting shot, and you gotta get out without getting shot.
All
I'm gonna
right.
fight this guy.
Nile croc.
Nile? Ugh, I would say
500.
0, dude. 300.
100.
3,500, dude.
Damn.
Yo, fucking
Damn.
crocodilians were expensive.
Yeah, now they're overbred. A lot of them.
Morlets.
Oh God, 0.
Yeah. No.
25.
From then, I'll say
100.
125.
1,000.
150. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah, look at it.
Eric's like, I'm
is crazy as
good.
fuck.
It just says now. This one just says caimans. Caiman crocodilus. Juvenile.
Spec.
50.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah,
Dude, holy
All right.
shit.
Last one that I'll read. 5 to 7 foot. No, we'll do the 8 to 9 foot American crocodile.
200.
How do you have an 8 to 9 foot American crocodile?
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna cry.
How is that even allowed?
I'm gonna cry.
How is that like? Sure.
Tell me how much I'm gonna cry.
2,400. It's not that bad.
2,400.
It's close to what it is now. And you can have them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the smaller ones are cheaper. Yeah, the smaller ones, the 5 to 7,
Oh
is
yeah, no,
$8.75.
yeah. That is cheap as fuck.
$75?
Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
$8.75.
Oh,
$8.75. Yeah.
Cheapest.
And that's a lot of hot stuff.
So I actually just came from, well, not just, it was yesterday, but I went to a magazine shoot. I took some snakes.
Who was the photographer?
It was a video, well, it was it was for a magazine, so they did video and photos. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really remember their name.
Show me the people. I'll probably know them.
No, they're like UCF students.
Show
And
me
they're
the
like
people.
young.
Show me the people.
Show me the people.
Show me the people.
They're from all over.
Show me the people.
All right, I'll show it to you after. But it was cool, man. It was cool to see non-reptile people really excited about the snakes that I took.
Yeah.
They were very respectful. Usually, like when I show reptiles to people that don't know, they're like, "Oh my god, it's a snake!" They weren't like it. They were like, "Oh my god, can I touch it?" And
The
then some of
youth.
them were like, "Can I hold it?" And
The
I was like,
youth.
"Yeah, dude."
There's people that pay, dog. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
They pay for something, so they're gonna be very respectful of the
Yeah,
person
they're
that
gonna do it
pays.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they even had like this like big speech of like, "Hey guys, we have a live animal." They made them sign liability shit, NDAs.
Yoshi's there with his ball python. I was like,
Yeah, I'm like, I have
Bro,
ball pythons.
Bro, you literally just entered my initiation into
Yeah.
social media for real.
So when I was in music, rather I took snakes to a music video shoot many moons ago, and they were just like they filmed it. I was just there sitting in the hot sun. They filmed it, they filmed it, and it was like so weird and awkward. The music video did good, but like it wasn't a great experience for the snakes.
you're like
This-
pimping out your snakes.
it felt like that at that time, but this one wasn't like that. I'm not gonna sit there and be like the snakes enjoyed it, but it was fun to see the snakes explore what was going on and be very curious to the cameras outside of the tub. This one, bro.
That's true.
Be curious to the camera, and like the ongoing joke through the set was like, oh my god, like it's posing, it's giving, like it's
That's
doing the
always-
thing.
The camera loves
Bro,
you, buddy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get tired of that.
I definitely want to do it more. It reminded me of my time in music when I did do music videos, like
Bring
different
Aloe
photo
next time.
shoots and shit like that. I would love to bring Aloe if she was a little more calm. But it was great. It was great. I don't know when when the magazine comes out. I don't want to like say which magazine it's for because I don't know how secretive about it. But it was a good time.
National Geographic.
Bro, that was.
You're
my-
an idiot.
Yoshi's like, oh, I went to like this school and like, yeah, and then it came up with this magazine. I think it's called like National Geographic or something. I don't know. They put my ball pythons
The
on
way
there.
I came up with that, my experience good and bad. So warning on that. Mostly for the animal. Like I always thought
Yeah.
of the animal's experience. Sometimes I went way too long with the animals, or went too far with the animals too. And it's like I had to be careful with that. I've done, bro, like shit with the people from the WWE. I did shoots with them. I did shoots with some of the best photographers in Florida. I did like, and sometimes it was like that. It was like very like, oh shit, this feels good. And then other times I'd be like, holy shit, we've been in the sun way too long, and this snake is like I'm.
That's like the people that like stand out on beaches and they're like, you guys want to take pictures of my snakes? Which is fine for a couple pictures, but like, how long are you out there looking for people to take pictures of the snakes? That's
Yeah.
like, that's too hot.
Yeah,
That's too long.
So-
I committed that mistake a couple times. What stopped it for me is my snake threw up, and I was like, I went too far.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, no, I don't want this. And I used to like, I wanted that to be my thing. I wanted to make money out of that. But then I started seeing people going to clubs with the snakes, and I'm like,
yeah, no, that's.
I'm like, oh
different.
shit,
Yeah.
I'm like promoting
rough.
this, and then I
Yeah.
stopped.
There was so originally the idea was in a studio to do it. Then they're like very last minute, they were like, oh, we might have to switch it to outside for whatever reason. And at that point, I had hesitation because I was thinking about that. I was like, how long is the animal going to be outside, like in the heat, like where's it at? But luckily, they were able to secure the studio, and I was like, all right, perfect.
Yeah, outside I do them like usually like a shaded area. Oh, we're in.
Yeah, it's got to be
and
with.
I bring a water bottle and a bowl, and like I'm ready for that shit. And I still would do it every now and then, but usually, like there's certain people like hit me up still, and they're like, yo, how much for this? And I'm like, I don't do it unless like it's the people I know anymore. Like I already know the top dudes. Like I don't gotta work with anybody else. So it's like.
Yeah, I definitely do it again in the capacity that it was because it felt very artsy, and like I resonated with that. Like I don't think I do it just for like random like a model that wants.
Do you know what
to
it was
do a
for?
thing. It was for their magazine. Like
what part of the magazine? Like why did they have?
I don't want to. I
reptiles?
can't give away too much.
Gotcha.
I can't give away too. I'll tell you guys after, and when it comes out, obviously I'll post it.
And I feel like what you're about to feel also feels good is the outcome of the art. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, but like,
You're like, that's my snake.
Yeah, like I have a whole bunch of like photographer friends and like model friends, and, like both male and female, and like some people are like, oh, you're hanging out with all these people, like beautiful. I'm like, no, like what these people get done is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and like once you see the art come out, it's like. That I get it.
Yeah.
And once you understand it, it's like I fucking get it.
And just from like a professionalism point of view, like I've been on sets of a lot of production, and the efficiency that this team had, where like the videographer was like she was on it, like in between things while they were trying to figure the things out, she wasn't waiting there to be told what to do. Like she went and she grabbed her lens. She was like, all right, what shot are we doing? She knew what she needed to do. She knew the lighting was on point. The guy was moving around. Hey, you need to stand there, and everybody was. God, it was a great experience. It was an experience I haven't felt like that in a while, and I liked it. I want to do more of that.
I'll show you some people that do like shit, and they're mostly like that. Like people here in Orlando, the community is not that big for that.
Yeah.
But the ones that are, they're mostly like that, very legit.
Yeah.
Like fucking legit. And a lot of people are leaving that world of like modeling and shit because that's not making money anymore. So a lot of people are going into wildlife photography.
Interesting.
And some of them, like I take them out with me sometimes.
Yeah.
They're
I
very
just
cool.
think it's another way for people to find love for these animals, and doing things like that, it feeds me. It feeds me seeing like other people happy, and me not always feeling like, damn, the broader sense of the world hates what we do. The broader sense of the world hates it, and then just being able to reach certain people. I sat down last night and I was like thinking about like how many people I met through music that I know now have like a love for reptiles, just because like my whole like gimmick was, oh, this is
That's the
Yoshii.
reptile guy.
This is Yoshii. He's Tortuga Boy. So like people are like around the country would call me Tortuga Boy. Like they knew me like that. I used to wear masks before it was cool on stage, and on the mask I used to write Tortuga Boy on it. You know, and I get messages from people that used to go watch me play, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is the skink that I just bought my daughter. This is the this that or that. Oh, can you help me identify this?" And like people that like I had somebody message me that I thought I knew them from reptiles, and then like I like reposted one of my old music videos, and they were like, "Oh, I remember when I saw you playing Pensacola," and I was like, "That's where I know you from. It wasn't from reptiles. It was from that." And just like the like exposure to the animals, it was like you know, they were able to find that. I'm not going to say that it was through me, but it was just like, I like how this is just going. I'm enjoying this experience. You know, I just outside of the breeding thing. Like, it doesn't all have to be the breeding thing.
Yeah. I feel like this guy's going to change in a few years.
No, I won't. I won't, because I, like, legitimately love producing animals. Like, whenever I see baby turtles hatch, it means the world to me. When I see little angry blue tongued skinks, I lose my mind. I open a tub.
I feel like that's what's gonna change.
I think that
is gonna change.
That will change. That will change. I'm already a couple steps in the process of the things that I'm doing. But like, I'll open a tub of baby blue tongues, and like, not even that I think about it, it just comes out of my mouth. I'm like, happy birthday. Like, that's always the thing that I say. I'm always like, dude, happy birthday, dude. No, it's more from It was an old
Oh, sorry.
cartoon.
Estas son las mañanitas.
No,
que
my
cantan.
God. It was an
Every
old
David,
Frosty.
No Spanish.
Oh, no Spanish.
It was like
okay.
an old yeah, no Spanish here, guys. We can. The racists are watching. It was an old Frosty cartoon that every time that he was like born, he'd be like, "Happy birthday!" So that's what I got it from. Anyway, so you went hiking.
I did go on a hike. I do on my weekly hike, but this last time was really nice because I went to I hiked in this place that had a campsite like right in the center, which is nice. You know, when I think of like a campsite, I think of like, I don't know, like Camp Rock, like, oh, they've got like picnic tables and
I love
bathrooms
Camp
and
Rock.
stuff. Oh my God. Anyway, so I get to this place and it's literally just like open space. Just open space, that's it. And they have like a little place, like a little thing where you can like, you know, put some coals in there and light a fire if you need to eat something. And I'm like, that's pretty rustic, all right. So I'm walking around this area and I get to like this little like, it's not a spring per se, but it is like a little lazy river that's just going slowly. Yeah, a little creek. And I mean, it's a good size, a good distance. And I'm sitting there on it. I see the little plants coming out of the water,
They're
lizards
moving?
running across. Yeah. No, they're in the water. The water's moving. So they're like swaying and stuff. The lily pads are moving. It's nice. And then all of a sudden, I hear a little bit of rustling. And I'm like, huh, what is that? And then all of a sudden, I see an alligator just coming down. He's like doing the alligator thing. A little bit of his back is showing. Just the snout is showing. And he's going. I'm like, what's up, buddy? That's so cool. And I'm sitting there. And then, happy birthday. I'm sitting there. And then, like, he's going, because it goes a little curve around where I can no longer see the river or the little creek go. And he's going. And then he's like, I think I want to go on this bank. Because the way that it was, there was a palm tree. The sun was shining through the canopy. It was like a really nice spot. And the alligator thought the same thing. So he stops and he's like, all right, I'm going to go in here. And he climbs up onto the opposite bank that I'm on. And I'm over here sitting and looking at him. And I'm like, that's cool. He's
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really in Florida right now. A literal freaking alligator just came up and walked onto the bank.
Dude.
So it was really nice. It was really nice. And I saw regular stuff, black racers, anoles.
Yeah.
But like it's a time that I take every week to like be in nature. It's my spiritual time where I'm like, this is like the meditation for me. This is where I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to get away from noise. My phone doesn't work out there. I don't have any service. So it's like nice area.
You know, it's
Nice space.
It's funny because my thing like that is through work on Sundays. Sundays, I wake up early.
Because you're not in actual work.
Yeah. Like Sunday, I wake up early. Like I spend the whole day with my animals. I'm feeding snakes, and then I'll spend a lot of time outside. I'm, fixing my
Yard work,
turtle
whatever.
ponds and playing with aloe, watching the Brettles like 48 times, just going to the cage and be like, what does it do now? What does it do now? When I go out into the yard, the redfoots come out, so they're always following me around. Actually, you were talking about just like the animal like hanging out in the water. Eric gave me his wood. Pause. Eric gave me a bunch of wood, so I put some in the pond. And right before I left to come do the podcast today, I saw a striped mud turtle basking on one of the pieces of wood.
Nice.
And I was like, "It's doing the thing,
It's doing the
dude!"
thing. The
Fuck
thing I
yeah.
It was
wanted.
better than that seeing them in the wild.
If I saw striped mud turtles in the wild, I would lose my shit.
You'd put them in
I'd
your
be like,
pockets real
"Oh,
quick.
fuck," but in the water, not like it's on the fucking grass. I've seen that. I'm like, it's in the water. It's in the
Or
mud.
like any turtle, bro.
Yeah.
Longer head.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. That was the second alligator I'd seen that day too. So it's like
Yeah?
I don't know. It's just nice. It's like wow, they're out here.
I can literally
Away
take
from
you to
people
places where
completely.
they're gonna bask right in front of you.
Yeah. And then he was like cool with me just being there. It's not like I was like standing still or anything. I was like shuffling around, moving. And then he was just like,
fuck.
and I'm like cool,
Yeah. They just
cool
hang
little
out.
dude. Yeah.
Did you do anything cool? Fucking loser.
Jeez. Chuck's like, I guess
The
not.
comments, bro.
Yeah. It just me. I have like 48 fucking YouTube accounts. I'm like, Chunky sucks.
Chunky
I
sucks.
misspell it on
Nah.
purpose. That fucking Spanish, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, I've just been moving.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna talk much about it, but I've been moving. And then,
Big things coming.
oh, bro.
Pause.
Starts
Pause.
tomorrow.
Pause.
Hey, yo,
You'll
dude.
see. Tomorrow,
His scheduling is nuts.
Tomorrow,
Oh my
I have
God.
3 months worth of content. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, shit, dude.
So it's like
Yeah.
murder time,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So by the time that you're listening or watching this, you're already fucking behind. You gotta go
Yeah.
on fucking Chucky's fucking.
Yeah, my shit is gonna
bullshit.
be popping, bro. I got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of shit to post. I'm gonna work I have to work way harder on social media. I'm gonna try and take your advice and try and get sponsorships. and shit.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I just been working on that, planning that, editing a video, working. And funny thing, I do talk to my animals at work, all of them,
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I call them bitches and shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
Motherfucker,
bitches or are you the bitch?
It goes back and forth
Ah,
sometimes,
alright.
you know? Like the rhino iguana, like I feed him grapes and then he wants more, so he tries to bite my hand. I gotta be like, yo, bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck the fuck up.
You're gonna see that sponsorship thing is gonna be. You have to do it with people that align with your message.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just do it with BetterHelp randomly because you're just like BetterHelp.
Nah, bro, I want Blue Chew.
Oh, Blue Chew.
Yeah,
Well, that
I
makes
would
sense,
love
dude.
it, dude.
That makes sense because you're always erect.
You know what you could be the face of? Like, I'm like, you know what? Chuck would be the perfect sponsor for this.
Fleshlight.
Viagra.
What? That's Blue
That's
Chew.
Blue Chew.
Oh, is that Blue Chew?
Yeah, it's
Oh, there you
yeah.
go.
It is.
Bro, when Angel Schultz does them shits, bro, it's the funniest ad.
Yeah.
That's one ad that I watch every time. He literally just goes, if you want to break your wife's back, like no other, like just makes like
It's great.
funny jokes. If you don't want her to make fun of you fucking her with socks
you do
on,
great.
like I'm like, you're amazing.
You could do hemorrhoid cream. I think that'd be great.
He's always got the vein on his neck. He also has one on his ass.
Oh my god.
And it just goes away. And it goes away. Look.
So, I mean, if you're a company that's listening to this and want to sponsor fucking Chuck on his Instagram or whatever the fuck, get on that. It's
Especially
time,
hemorrhoid
bro.
cream.
It's time for you to transcend. That's the Reptiles with Podcast.